Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the campus of Husson University for Senior Day here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. My name is Avery Henningsen, and I'm joined by Jacob Willett. The Eagles women's soccer team will be playing host to the SUNY Poly Wildcats, and we will be celebrating the Husson University seniors and their careers in both the men's and women's games here today. Jacob, Senior Day always seems to bring out some sort of special play out there, especially from the seniors on the field. What do you think we'll see in this one?
I think we're going to see a great performance from everybody on the Eagles, including our seniors. And I think our seniors are going to have the chemistry that they've built with each other over the last 4 or 5 years, and I think they're going to have some great opportunities to score today.
And we're going to hand this over to Joseph Swanson for that senior celebration.
During her time with the Eagles, Lindsay has appeared in 42 games, making 29 starts, recording 6 goals and 3 assists. She's joined today by her parents, Karen and Jeff, and sister, Mackenzie. Let's give it up for Lindsay Russell. Our next senior is number 2, Mackenzie Lambert. A consistent starter, performer, and incredible athlete. Unlike anyone I know, she can fall asleep in the blink of an eye. She scored one of my favorite goals in my career, a laser from Lambert versus Cazenovia. During her time with the Eagles, Mackenzie has appeared in 48 games, making 35 starts, while tallying 4 goals and 6 assists. She's joined today by her parents, Judy and Chris, and brother Damien. Let's give it up for Mackenzie Lambert. Our final senior is number 31, Edie Shea. One of my first recruits, Edie came to campus and sent an immediate message that she was college ready. She has endured hardship and adversity with a consistent smile and great attitude. No doubt she'll be an incredible nurse and human. During her time with the Eagles, Edie has played in 26 games, making 1 start while recording 4 goals and 3 assists. She's joined today by her parents, Becky and Mark, sister Hope, brother Jude, and fiance Parker. Let's give it up for Edie Shea. Soccer seniors. field for today's game, featuring the Wildcats of SUNY Poly, taking on your Eagles of Husson University. The NCAA North Atlantic Conference and Husson University promote good sportsmanship by the student athletes, coaches, and spectators at today's contest. Request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated in our ground zone mobile from Boucher Field. The Division III Commissioner Association, the North Atlantic Conference, SUNY Poly, and Husson wish to recognize a very important part of today's match. As part of NCAA Officials Appreciation Week, often overlooked and underappreciated is the amount of time, effort, and dedication our officials give back to support the sport of our student athletes. Their commitment to safe, fair, and competitive contests is a critical part of the student-athlete experience. The Division III Commissioners Association, the North Atlantic Conference, SUNY Poly, and Husson University appreciate today's officials for their service. Thank you. And now, let's meet the starting lineups for today's contest. First, for the visiting Wildcats. In goal is senior number 1, Katie Bowers. A freshman forward, number 6, Caroline Entwistle. A sophomore midfielder, number 9, Brooke Bush. A sophomore midfielder, number 12, Caitlin Ara Ringsinger. A senior forward, number 13, Kate Donnelly. A freshman midfielder, number 14, Aubrey Smikla. A junior forward, number 15, Hannah Shipley. A sophomore midfielder, number 16, Caitlin Truax. A senior defender, number 17, Ashley Cuber. A sophomore defender, number 21, Riley Fisher. A freshman defender, number 22, Bahati Shadiki. And a junior defender, number 27, Amanda Sweet. SUNY Poly is under the direction of head coach Jeff Hollenbach. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for your Husson University Eagles. In goal, a sophomore from Manchester, New Hampshire, number 1, Madison Weigler. A senior from Bangor, Maine, number 2, Mackenzie Lambert. A graduate student from Rockport, Maine, number 9, Charlotte Messer. A senior from Salem, Massachusetts, number 10, Lindsay Russell. A freshman from Carmel, Maine, number 12, Lindsay Reed. A junior from Orono, Maine, number 16, Sophia Mullins. A sophomore from Kingston, Massachusetts, number 17, Kendra Donahue. A junior from Hudson, Florida, number 21, Natalie Aviola. A sophomore from Deerfield, New Hampshire, number 23, Kaylee Nault. A junior from Portsmouth, Rhode Island, number 26, Megan Buddymeyer. And a senior from Caribou, Maine, number 31, Edie Shea. The Eagles are under the direction of head coach Dennis Mullins, and he's assisted by Lauren Crofty McDonald, Nick Christensen, and Matt Goodman. Fans, at this time, we ask you please rise and honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
And welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. We will be kicking off here in just a second. Eagles celebrating 3 seniors out there in Mackenzie Lambert, Lindsay Russell, and Edie Shea. I believe Charlotte Messer, another student who got recognized last year, but a graduate student in her last year here with the Eagles. So another player the Eagles will miss in the season after. We will be celebrating the men's team as well in the second game of this doubleheader. That one, I think they have a few more seniors leaving. It's going to be a good game in that one. SUNY Poly, the 2021 NAC champions. Husson, the 2022 NAC champions. So make sure to tune in for that one. This women's game, 2 teams that have only faced off once over the history of each other. The first time the Eagles have hosted SUNY Poly. And we're in for a good one, Jacob.
Yes, we are.
Eagles last time against the SUNY Poly team back in 2021 beat them 6-1. Freshman Aviola scoring a hat trick in that one, along with goals from Messer and Russell, as well as Jaylee Martin, who has since graduated. They outshot that Poly team at 25-7, with 20 of the Eagles shots being on goal. Very economical with them. A domination through and through. Looks like Shea is going to start in one of an offensive role for the Eagles. We'll see. I think the Eagles are probably going to switch back to the 4-5-2 that we've been seeing, or 4-5-1 that is, that we've been seeing them play a lot this season. In that Morrisville game, we saw them run more of a 3-back line, but in this one, switching back to that very aggressive formation with those outside backs pushing way up the field. This one's going to be out for a throw-in very early on here for SUNY Poly, as Poly will be wearing the pink jerseys, moving right to left. The Eagles all in green here. Somewhat crisp fall day here.
It's a beautiful day for soccer, though.
Yeah, the rain moved off just about 20 minutes ago. It had been drizzling all night, all morning. And now that sun peeking out, looks like it's going to be a beautiful day out there. Lambert takes this one away right in front of the coaches, sends a ball out wide. This is the one part I don't always love about that. Those outside backs being pulled all the way back for defense. That in transition you can get caught off guard a little bit out there. I think on that one, Lambert was trying to send something across to Buddy Meyer, but just no one home for the Eagles. This one back to Aviola here. Aviola is going to go all the way back to Donahue. Donahue and Nault, 2 of those players who have been dominant in that center backfield for the Eagles. I think Nault right now very much backing up that Defensive Player of the Year award. I think that's one of those ones that's less kind of voted on by stats and more of the coaches out there. Just, I think after every game they usually mark down players who they kind of recognized in that game against them.
It's definitely, we mentioned, Caden and I mentioned it yesterday. She played very great defensively back there, holding Morrisville's top player to pretty much no opportunities.
And for the SUNY Poly team, they're led mostly by an attacking duo in Shipley and Donnelly out there. Shipley at number 15, pushing up this Husson Eagles defense right there, trying to make the tackle on Donahue. Donnelly put on a hat trick against Umpy yesterday, as the SUNY Poly team came away with a 6-1 victory in that one. Eagles winning their matchup as well, 3-0 over SUNY Morrisville. They were very much in control throughout that game. They were able to bring out kind of some of their starters earlier in that one, rest them up for this game. They weren't really forced to kind of play a full 90-minute tough game out there, which I think is something coaches always love to be able to do on a doubleheader weekend. Be tough. You see players out there, leg wraps, especially later on in the season. It's kind of been a series of injuries that have built up throughout the season from a lot of players out there that you kind of tweak one ankle week one, doesn't really hurt then, but after playing on it for 4 or 5 weeks, it then starts to build up over time. And this one over to Buddy Meyer here. Buddy Meyer, good pass out to Aviola. Aviola looks to send Lambert down the line. She left that one a little bit short for her. They're going to call that off of the Eagles. It looked like one of those ones that if Lambert had just kind of gone over, picked up the ball, the referee might have just given it to her.
Yeah, there was a lot of confusion throughout the field between the players and the line judge.
That was, I remember back in my old soccer days, something we were always taught was just no matter, even if it went off you, just pick it up, go to throw it. If it's not your throw, they'll stop you out there. A lot of times referees kind of judge body language, kind of some of that non-verbal communication out there to pick up kind of what happened. The player instantly hangs their head and starts to jog back on defense. It's usually a pretty good indicator. And this one over to Russell now. And Russell trying to send something up towards Messer. This one bounces to Shea here. And taken away by SUNY Poly. Shea usually kind of more of a defensive player for the Eagles in this one. They're in an offensive role. They try to send this up to Messer. We'll see how the Eagles handle substitutions in this one. Shea, someone who this is only her second career start out there for the Eagles, missed all of last season due to injury, but has looked good off the bench for the Eagles so far. A couple goals and an assist on the season.
I think going back to your substitutions, we may see the starters play a little longer today, not having another game until Wednesday. So it could give the starters a chance to try and put something together.
And Lambert tries to send something in. This one's going to be off of the defender and out for an Eagles corner kick here. Looks like Buddy Meyer is going to jog over and take that one. Eagles have done fairly well off these corner kick plays. I know both Nault and Donahue got goals earlier in the season off of similar plays. This one sent into the box here early. Buddy Meyer back in. That one looks like she was trying to maybe put something on target or maybe float something into that back post, but nothing there for the Eagles. Seen them do that a little bit more in these last few games. Is that short corner kick play, take something early, pass it back out to Buddy Meyer. This one all the way back to Donahue now, finding Reed in the midfield. Reed trying to get something out wide to Shea, but off the sideline. And Reed's gotten a few more starts here in the second half of the season for the Eagles. Mostly at a more defensive midfield role. Freshman out of Carmel, Maine. Herman High School graduate, local person. That one's going to be a foul, I believe, on Mullins. This one's going to be taken by Huber, one of the senior defenders for this Poly team. Last season, they went 6-4-4, or 3-1-1 in conference play. They've lost in the NAC West finals, or playoffs that is, to Cazenovia, who would eventually lose to Delhi. Would eventually win the overall NAC championships against the same Husson team. This one sent back to Nault, out wide to Buddy Meyer here. Currently, the SUNY Poly team 3-1 in conference play. Technically beaten 4 NAC opponents. They took on Eastern Nazarene at the start of the season in a non-conference matchup. So they're definitely try to put themselves on the map. The Poly team's a new addition to the NAC about 3 or 4 years ago now. I believe they joined right after the COVID seasons. And Messer finding Russell in the midfield here. Melt's going to go all the way out wide to Mullins, who's going to step to this one. Send this over to Lambert. Back over to Mullins, and this one managed to squeak its way through to Aviola, going through some players, puts a shot back post. That one just wide. That might have been a little bit more of a cross. We saw Aviola score a beauty of a goal yesterday against Morrisville. Dribbled past 2 or 3 players. Very composed with it at her feet. The Eagles reigning NAC Player of the Year. Trying to back it up a little bit. Not as strong of a season as we've seen in years past. Definitely still getting it done offensively for the Eagles. She's another one of those players who's kind of had one of those nagging injuries all season. That's limited her a little bit offensively, but we've also seen her explode a lot in the later part of the season for the Eagles. In conference play, she's very excellent. It's a lot of the Eagles' conference opponents. And Lambert's going to take this one in quickly. And this one sent into Reed now, finding Donahue on the back end. And this one sent into the middle here to Aviola. Aviola passing back to Shea. Tries to send a ball in right off of the defender's face on that one. He's going to need a second to get up from that. And we're going to take a second here. While they check her out there on the field, we'll be back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. And welcome back here. That will be Ashley Kuber coming out. Looks like she's okay. I think that one was just kind of a direct face shot off the foot of Shea. Wrong spot, wrong time. Will be Nika coming in at number 8.
It's at 34-49. Yeah. 34-49.
Yeah, it's going to be a drop ball for SUNY Poly here. One right to the feet of Sweet. She's just going to send this one upfield. SUNY Poly trying to bring something up. Taken away by Lambert, though. And the Eagles going up the right sideline here. Mullins moving out there. Sent ball in just over the head of Messer. That was a great ball in from Mullins.
It's a great idea from Mullins there, trying to find Messer in the box. She was all alone in front of the goalkeeper. Just a little too high.
And this one's going to be a goal kick coming up here for the Wildcats. And this one sent up towards the middle. Buddy Meyer there making the first play on it. This one's going to find its way middle, eventually getting out to Shea. Reed sending a ball back into her. Shea with it, trying to send something across. He's going to drop this back to Mullins. Mullins into Aviola. Mullins ball back towards the back post. This one kicked around. I don't think so. I think the Eagles defense the Eagles coaching staff there trying to call for a pass back to the goalkeeper. That one just kind of took an odd hit off of the defender. This one out to Messer now on the left wing for the Eagles. He's going to send a ball in towards Aviola. Knocked out by the Poly defense, but straight towards Aviola. It's not the player you want to give the ball to. Russell, the senior, is going to take a shot, but just wide of the post. I think that one took a tick off of a defender. This will be another Eagles corner kick coming up. And we'll see if the Eagles try to do that same short corner kick play and get something into the box. This one taken by Mullins on the ground. I don't think she hit that one quite as well as she would have liked. Buddy Meyer back in. I think that one was probably a shot on goal. And Bowers punts this one out towards the right sideline. And it will be a throw-in coming up here for Poly. This one sent in quickly by them into the central midfield. And Nolt trying to find something middle, but taken away, but right back to her. And this one finding Shea out on the left wing, tries to send something into Messer, but a little too far for her. She managed to just get a touch in towards goal, but scooped up by Bowers. One sent middle, Reed with it. She's going to try to take this one away. And Aviola now trying to go up the middle of the field. Gets past one defender. Doesn't have a great angle, sending a ball back in right to Shea and the defender. This one popped up. And Russell trying to get a toe on it. This one's going to get past Mullins and back to Lambert. Lambert's going to go back into the middle with it. She just took one too many touches on that one. This one all the way back to Weigler. She's going to be calm with that one. Send it over to Nolt. Reed turns inside. And this one back to Donahue. Donahue trying to send something up the line, but nothing there. That throw in one by Lambert. Lambert towards Messer and Aviola out there. So far, Jacob, it's been a very defensive battle between these two teams. I think the Eagles have had more offense. Not a whole lot for SUNY Poly offensively out there.
Yeah, it's definitely been a very defensive battle. We've seen a couple opportunities. We saw the cross in from Aviola to Messer, just wide. We've seen many opportunities in the Eagles' offensive zone, but just no dice has been going through for them so far.
And this one sent middle. There's another chance there from Russell, just outside the top of the 18. See that a lot in the Eagles games. That duo of Nolt and Donahue out there has been dangerous defensively for the Eagles. Lambert sending something into the middle. This one to Russell. Russell shot lower corner. And the senior puts one on the board on senior day. We talked about it in the pregame. And that's exactly what seems to always happen in these types of games.
We just had to mention something, and the Eagles put one in the back of the net. A great shot from Russell. Low corner. That's a tough shot for a goalkeeper to save any day of the week.
Russell, a great beaming smile on her face out there. getting her second on the season, scored versus UMaine Farmington. Senior putting one on. It always seems like I've done quite a few games. I think I've probably done 4 or 5 different senior games here for Husson. It always seems there's a home run, big clutch basket. The goal out here on the field always seems to come into play on senior day. And this one sent into the middle to Russell. Russell trying to find Buddy Meyer out on the left. He's going to get there first. Find Shea in the middle. The Eagles trying to look to open up some space here. Mullins with Lambert on her right. Chooses to send it in early. Aviola shot just wide of the post. I think if that was on target, Bowers wasn't going to get there.
It was a great look there from Aviola, just outside the 18. Just pulled it a little wide, but another good opportunity for the Eagles here.
Bowers, a senior, played about 700 minutes on the season, started in 7 of their 9 games. Only allowed 10 goals, well 11 now, averaging about 1.5 goals per game. As this one taken away in the middle here from Pauly. Nolt with it. He's going to try to find someone up there on the offense for the Eagles, and it's eventually going to bounce its way out to Buddy Meyer. Buddy Meyer trying to send something in. This one off of the defender will be out for a corner kick. Mullins usually takes these ones on that far side. And Eagles are going to be trying to send this one, looks like in towards either the near post or the back post. This one sent near, bouncing past and through the goalkeeper's arms and into the back of the net as Mullins puts one home for the Eagles. That was one of those kind of goals that we just aren't really expecting out there, and then it just sort of happens.
Yeah, you never really see a corner kick goal, but it worked out in the Eagles' favor. Looked like the turf got the best of Bowers there and just sneaks right under her and into the back of the net. Eagles take their lead to 2.
And corner kicks can be difficult for goalkeepers. You often get kind of blinded out there by a lot of the players. You can't really see a whole lot. I think that one took a weird bounce. Mentioned that it had been raining for most of the last probably 12, 14 hours here in Bangor. That turf is probably still a little bit slick. Mullins sent that one short again. Took a weird bounce and went right into the back of the net.
It's exactly what coaches want you to do. They want you to put it in there, and you never know what can happen on a corner kick. Mullins just put one in and found the back of the net.
So I've always been a fan of kind of the slightly more traditional corner kick, as this one sent in over the top of the Eagles at the 18, collected by Weigler. I feel like that short corner kick can sometimes kind of take away a chance for you, or if you try to get a little too kind of tricky with the corner kick, trying to get something going that's a little bit not so much traditional, but if you just kind of send something in towards goal, let everybody crash, ball bounces around, sometimes bound to just have something hit in towards the back of the net. And that one, Nolt sliding in, kicking this out to Russell. And this one over to Aviola in the middle. Makes her way past one defender. Still with the ball here. Trying to get something down the sideline to Lambert. And Donahue turning back inside. That one too soft of a touch. And Pauly here with a chance offensively, but Nolt coming in to clear this one out for the Eagles. Another chance stop there from Nolt. We've seen that all season here on the Sports Network. That a lot of chances that just kind of get nipped in the bud by Nolt out there. And this one out towards the line. Nolt trying to get there first. We'll kick that off of the defender, I thought. Looks like that one's actually going to be off of Nolt. And it will be a Pauly corner kick coming up here. And one of their first kind of real chances of this game so far.
That's one of those from up here. You can't really tell where it is because it's on the far side of the field. But we'll see if the Eagles' defense can break up this corner and deny an opportunity here.
And this one, good ball in, but just over the top of the crossbar there. I think if that one was just a little bit more kind of in towards the in-play part of the field, that would have been a good corner kick. Looked from this angle like it was coming in at that right height to be right at head level, right on the back post, kind of looping right over the top of the goalkeeper. Those can be the dangerous balls in. That one just a little too far inside. Donahue trying to send a ball up towards Lambert and Aviola out there. That one's just going to be out for a throw-in. Lambert takes this one quickly to Aviola. And Mullins is going to send this ball in. It's off of a defender, right back to Mullins. Ball back in. Now finding its way to Aviola. Aviola's going to go all the way back to Nault. Dangerous little pass. Shipley right there. Nault confident with it at her feet. This one going all the way up the field. Weigler's going to get there first. And pass this out to Nault now. Nault trying to send something up the line to Buddymeyer. That one sent in from Buddymeyer. Bowers sliding out to save that one. Possession still alive here for the Eagles, but the Poly defense closing that one down. And this will be a throw-in coming up for Russell. Nault's going to send something towards the back post. Lambert collision out there on that back post. No foul, though. I think both players going for the ball. That one just making its way past Mullins. Aviola managed to get a touch on it. She'll just set this back to Donahue. Eagles defense going all the way around the horn now. This one out to Shea. She finds Aviola. Out to Mullins now. Mullins trying to send something into the box. This one through the defender. Russell almost gets on the end of it. Second shot. Buddymeyer off the crossbar and in as the Eagles get a third goal on the board. Couple different players had a chance at that one.
It was a great sequence there. The ball in, and with the ball hitting off the crossbar, you can never know if it may bounce on the line and bounce out or it may bounce in. In this case, it bounced in. The Eagles extend their lead to 3.
Buddymeyer, the captain, getting her first of the season. She crossed the 3,000-minute mark versus Morrisville yesterday in her career here with the Eagles. Has looked great out there. The junior captain. This one sent out back. That one a miscommunication with Weigler. And this one out for a corner kick. Nault was trying to pass that back to Weigler just as Weigler was running on to collect it. Almost a mistake there from that Eagles defense.
It was very dangerous right there. That's why you need to have good communication with your back line as a goalkeeper. In a scenario like that, and that ball stays in play, nobody's back there to stop you, and the opposing players want it on with the goal.
And this one sent in again, not making its way back in bounds off of the corner kick. Again, and both those corner kicks were kind of hit well in the sense of it's kind of in the right area. It's just too far not in play out there. And this one back to Nault. Finding Buddymeyer. This one out wide to Donahue now. This Eagles defense looking to bring it up the field. And it had been kind of a slow start in that first 15 minutes now, but the Eagles here putting several on the board in about the last 10. This one's still alive here off of a defender. This one staying in play. Mullins with it. Mullins trying to go around the outside, keeps it in play. Ball in towards Messer. Bounces to Buddy Meyer. This one out for a throw-in. The Eagles have been using that play a lot in this one. That ball down to the corner, and then Mullins sending a ball in towards that back post.
We've seen that a lot, yeah, as you're saying. It's usually Charlotte Messer right in the middle there. Sometimes it's just a little high, sometimes it's just a little far out of her reach. But one of these times, it's going to find.
And it looked like the whole Eagles team had kind of moved up the field there in that offensive possession. I think Messer would have liked to have at least one player back behind her to pass to. Trying to force something up the line to Lambert. This one, Shea trying to find Reed in the middle. And Pauly here sending a ball up the line. Buddy Meyer there defensively for the Eagles will let this one play out for a throw-in. And this one back to Donahue. Donahue, I think Aviola looked like she had a lot of space in front of her on that one. Donahue couldn't quite get the pass to her, though.
That's been the theme so far. We've seen a lot of space for the Eagles when they have the ball in their foot.
And this SUNY Poly team, I don't think has a whole lot of subs here today. Just at least on our prep sheets. Probably have 4 or 5 down there. We'll see if fatigue comes in. The Eagles, a deep, deep bench out there. It'll be Shea and Messer coming off for Harriman and Lasley. Eagles adding some speed out there up top. See if there's a change of pace offensively now for the Eagles. Shea and Messer both very kind of technically sound players out there. Whereas both Lasley and Harriman, technical in their own way, but also a lot of speed up top for the Eagles. So right away, looking to activate some of that speed. Donahue sending something up towards Harriman. This one off of her head out wide. That will be a throw-in for the Eagles. This one finding Lambert in the middle. Lambert's going to take a shot low, saved by Bowers. Good shooting chance there from Lambert. He's getting very much pressured by the defense on that one. Bowers is going to send something up over the top. Russell finding Lasley out there. And this one out towards the Eagles defense. Weigler coming there first. He's going to just scoop this one up. We didn't see Lasley yesterday against Morrisville. Has scored some big goals for the Eagles this season. Trying to back up that Rookie of the Year award from last season. A lot of speed out there up top for her. This one back to Mullins now. Mullins is going to find Donahue. And back to Mullins here. Finding Aviola. Nault with it out on the left. The Eagles looking to try to switch fields, exploit that space a little bit. As that was Harriman who went down on that play, but back to Nault. Donahue, that one's a shot there from distance. A little bit of an ambitious shooting attempt on that one. This one out back and out towards Nault now. Plenty of time with it. Turn back upfield with it. Finding Reed in the middle. The player on her back, but is managing to get this one back to Nault. Nault trying to take this one up the field. She's going to send a ball up towards Lasley. Makes its way to her. Trying to get past the defense. There's that speed we talked about. Just a little too far of a touch from her, though. as it will be multiple subs here coming for the Eagles. As Finn, Haley, and Clark coming in.
And number 34, Caitlin Haley.
Aviola, Lambert, and Mullins coming off the field for the Eagles. Finn and Haley will take over in that central midfield. Finn will probably assume something of an offensive midfield role out there. This one out all the way back to Nault. As it will be Clark taking over on this near side, outside back position. Right at the bottom of your screen. And this one taken by Donahue. Has space up the line, ball towards Clark. A little too far for her though, and Bowers will scoop it up. Here's that bench depth we talked about though. The Eagles been using some more substitutions in the second half of the season. Earlier in the year we saw them very much kind of just keep the starters out there for most of the first half, not make a whole lot, but now utilizing a lot of that depth.
And along with the bench having a lot of depth, there's a lot of talent on the bench as well. So when you're taking out your starters, you don't feel like you're losing much, if anything, when you bring in your subs off your bench.
Something that also carries over, I think, a lot for the Husson men's team as well. I think a lot of those guys who come off the bench for the Eagles would be starters in a lot of other Division III schools. Same with this Eagles bench as well. As Finn, a player who's looked great in that attacking central midfield in the last couple weeks for the Eagles. We'd seen her earlier in the year or her freshman season. This one escaping all the way through. Chance here for Polly, shot, and that one just wide of the goal. And it's like Callie Wright will replace Caroline Entwistle out there. But both in her freshman season and the start of this year played a lot more of a striker role. But in the second half of this year has kind of been playing that attacking midfield role more so as a passer out there. Has looked great for the Eagles. It's going to start a lot of offensive explosions for them, as this will be Laura Martell entering for the Eagles. She will replace Lindsay Reed out there. This one sent in from Finn. Clark, a junior transfer to Centralia College from Idaho. Coming in as a junior, several years of college soccer under her belt. Also looked good defensively out there for the Eagles. And Haley, another player coming in for them in her third season now for the Eagles. Played a lot more minutes this year, as this one going out to Finn. Finn trying to get something across. This one bouncing all the way through. That's definitely a pass back to the goalkeeper. That one will be out for a corner kick.
We see when the second unit of subs comes in, the game plan changes to more of a play the ball over the top and let your speed go after the ball and try and put one on net, compared to when we see the starters, we see more technical play.
It looked like that one, the Eagles, right after that corner kick, Buddy Meyer usually the one to take these ones on that side. Will be Benson to take this one. He's going to send a ball in, bouncing. That's one off of the defender, right to Haley now. Haley gets some contact from behind on that one. Out to Martell now. Nope, trying to find a Lasley. And this one out wide for a throw-in. This one a throw-in to Finn out there. Going to go through a couple players. She'll lose it, but right to Russell. This one back to Martell now. And Donahue, another shot there. Might be something the Eagles trying to do out here. Haven't seen that a whole lot this season. And this one, Martell trying to get around this one out to Benson. And she gets fouled right away, just minutes after coming onto the field. It'll be Nault who's going to take this one. Looks like she's going to try to go far side potentially. This one up towards the top. Harriman just trying to get something on. This one out to Bowers though. And Martell takes this one off the head out towards Harriman now. Donahue trying to get something up to Finn off of the defender, though. It looked like Finn had space behind her. Still alive, though, for the Eagles. And that one from Haley finds its way to the defense. Weigler forced to make another long run out. Good job by her, at least, to try to get something back in play. To try to curl that one around the defender. This one finding Haley in the middle. Haley trying to send something up the line. Lasley flying in there. It's one of those players that you can kind of be not really expecting something to happen. You think you have 10 yards on someone, and then all of a sudden they're right breathing down your neck out there. This one sent in to Lasley. Lets it go past her, trying to keep it in play. We'll get around the defender. And we'll see if she got called for the foul or if it will be a goal kick. Looks like it will be a goal kick on that one for SUNY Poly. This one back corner of the field. That one off of Finn's hand. It's an unlucky one. I think she was just trying to trap that, bounce straight up.
That's one of those balls that's like in between. You can't really trap it with your chest, and you can't really trap it with your foot, and she just got unlucky with the ball bouncing a different way.
That one flicked on towards the outside position here. This one sent back in, but wide of the post as well. This one, Haley with it. And she's going to foul a defensive player on that one, so it'll be a SUNY Poly free kick coming up here. Far enough up the field that they could try to get something in over the top of the Eagles defense. This one sent in off of Haley. Donahue sends this out wide. Finn getting on the end of it now for the Eagles. A lot of running room in front of her. Chooses to send a great ball in towards Lasley. Flag stays down on that one. Tries to get past the defender. And that one out to the goalkeeper. Another great ball from Finn over the top of the Eagles, or over the top of the Wildcats defense, that is. Martell with it back to Donahue. This one, a good ball in towards Harriman. Trying to cut something back. Good job by the defense to shut that down, but still alive here. Corner kick coming up for the Eagles. Be Martell this time to take this one.
There we see again another ball over the top, trying to use the speed. Having a breakaway opportunity, just a little, just didn't fall.
And Martell will take this one from the near corner, sending a ball in towards the goalkeeper. Gets its way past him. Lasley got a little bit on the goalkeeper there to slow that one down. Nault sending a ball back in. Too far for the Eagles defense, though. This one out wide will be a throw-in coming up for the Eagles.
6 minutes.
And this one towards the back post. Benson Finds Russell. Finn with it will take a shot off of a defender. This one cleared out wide. We'll see if that went off Lasley. The way she's running for it, I would think so. And that's going to be out for a throw-in. I think that one went off Lasley, but good hustle by her to just at least pressure the defense into the point of them having to kick that out wide for a throw-in. Benson finds Russell. Russell to Finn in the middle. Trying to cut this one back. Finds Martell. Martell gets it poked away back right to Haley. Haley trying to find Clark on an inside run. And a good header out to Russell here. Eagles now stringing together multiple passes. That one a little too far. Will be out for a goal kick. And this one's going to be taken up over the first line of the Eagles defense, but right to Martell. Finn with it. Gets it taken away, but right to Benson. And Benson eventually gets it taken away by the Wildcats. This one sent up the line. Oh, in a foot race for it. We'll send it all the way back to Weigler. Plenty of time to collect this one. She's going to send it out to Donahue now. Donahue finds Haley. Harriman back to Haley, a little too far behind her though. Good pass though from Haley to get away from that pressure. Under 4 minutes here, the Wildcats looking to put maybe at least one on the board. Try to bring a little bit of momentum into the halftime. Benson trying to find Finn out there, a little too far. Will get its way to Clark. Clark back in, but off the side netting. She couldn't quite manage to get her foot all the way around on that one. And this one sent in towards the middle. This one back through all the way to the Eagles defense. Donahue with it. We'll find Benson potentially out on the wing. Good step though from Pauly. Russell taking it away on the second bounce. And Martell with it back to Null. Eagles team doing well passing out there. That's going to be a handball call, I believe. Looked like Bush. That one was coming right at her face. She was to kind of protect herself with her hands out there. Pretty easy call for the referee.
She saw what happened to her teammate earlier in the game, and she didn't want that to happen to her.
That was kind of one of those instinctive plays out there. As this one knocked away by the defense. Sent up top towards Shipley. But Nault will send this to Donahue. Finn making her way past the defender, but not quite anything there. Be out for a Husson throw-in. And Martell will just kick this off the defender. Another throw-in coming up for the Eagles as we go under 2 minutes now. Finn trying to get something in towards Harriman. Good cut back there. Harriman will take a shot, slips on it though. And that one's going to be scooped up by the goalkeeper. I think that's some of that wet turf out there that we talked about. Be hard sometimes to plant, especially kind of around the 18s. I think that's the highly trafficked area out there. The turf kind of gets beat up over time a little bit. And this one out for a Holly throw-in. Right around 1 minute now on that clock. And this one out for a throw-in. And Benson will get ahead, hit hard on that one though. She's going to get her back to her feet. Will be an Eagles free kick here. Under a minute. Probably one of the last chances here of this first half. Eagles not necessarily really trying to press for anything. Up 3 here in this one. Would love to try to get one more on the board before halftime. For the top of Harriman out to Polly. Polly's just going to kick this middle. Martell ball back in to Finn though. Gets it stripped off of her. This one out wide to Nault. Sends the ball back to Donahue. Plenty of time for her. He's going to find Haley. Haley finds Finn. A little touch there. Pass trying to find Shipley. And this will be the end of this first half as the Eagles will take a 3-0 lead into halftime. We saw some good passing there from the Eagles. Were dominant on the offensive end. Not sure if SUNY Poly got credited with a shot in that first half. Weigler didn't have to do a whole lot of work out there. Had to come off her line a few times, but not a whole lot on goal. And we'll take this into the halftime. We'll be back in 15 minutes here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I'm Avery Henningsen, joined by Jake Willett. And welcome back, everyone, to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I'm Avery Henningsen, joined alongside by Jacob Willett. Right now, the Eagles have a 3-0 lead over the SUNY Poly Wildcats team. Eagles only allowing one shot in that first half. You see a slightly different group out there, a mix of starters and players who didn't play in that first half.
Yeah, being up 3, you don't really need to start your half with your entire starting group. If things go downhill from here, then you can bring your starting group back in and they can take it back over for you.
I think for Coach Mullins here, he would love to get up at least 1 or 2 more goals in this one. Try to just put it away somewhat, not allow the SUNY Poly team to really have a chance to come back in this one. This is, though, for the situation for the Wildcats. They haven't had a whole lot of offense, but if you get 1 on the board here early, all of a sudden, and the other team tightens up a little bit, at that point you're only down 2, and you just need to get a couple back on the board. And that's part of the reason we're seeing the Eagles not come out with a full new group out there. They're still in that situation where they want to get another one on the board out there.
Right now, for the Eagles, you have, in that first half, you had 69% of the possession in the half. Right now, they are dominating with the ball, and if you're the Wildcats here, you want to try and get something going with your 2 stars in Shipley and Donnelly. And right now, if you're the Eagles, you want to keep those 2 players contained throughout this second half.
And for the Eagles, looks like St. Louis is going to go out there, as well as Higgins and Harrington and Allie Cameron in the central midfield. This one taken quickly here by SUNY Poly. Not sure if we saw St. Louis in that first half. We did not. One of the dynamic young players for this Eagles team. Been putting up some goals on the record book here as of late. Has scored 4 on the season for the Eagles. Came in as part of that same class with Addie Lasley out there. I think she probably would have gotten a few more waves kind of amongst the Eagles rookies out there last season. But those 2 have looked good offensively together as well. This one's going to be a free kick just in front of midfield. This one taken low, will stream its way all the way through, but Weigler will scoop that one up. Dangerous ball in there. Eagles defense didn't manage to get the first one.
First high danger opportunity there for the Wildcats, and Weigler stood tall and was calm and collected and corralled that soccer ball.
And we'll see if the SUNY Poly team tries to get a little bit more aggressive offensively here in the second half. I think from watching pretty much every one of the women's games this year, really the only teams they've struggled against have been the teams that have put a lot of offensive pressure on them. Null and Donahue are great back there, but this formation that they're running has those 2 outside backs really move pretty far up the field, and it leaves the Eagles kind of exposed with the counterattack on the outside. It's hard for those players to get all the way back up the field.
We see that same strategy with the men's team. They have their wingbacks go up very far, and as you said, it's very susceptible to counterattacks. But so far, they've stood tall, and see if they can continue that.
Great ball in from Higgins off of Donahue's head. Looked like Aviola had a shot there just at the end, but saved by Bowers. Dangerous opportunity there for the Eagles to get another one on.
Another good opportunity there for Aviola to try and climb the record books, but Bowers stood tall there with a bunch of green jerseys right in front of her, stood tall.
And that was a great ball in on the corner kick from Higgins, as that one's going to be ushered out for a goal kick. And this one will be a goal kick coming up. Sent short here by SUNY Poly. We'll see if they move a few more players up. Obviously, when you get more aggressive offensively, as this one, dangerous one there from Weigler. Had to take a touch to kind of control it. Offensive player right there for the Wildcats. When you get more offensive out there, it can lead to kind of defensive breakdowns. You have less players back on defense. This Eagles offense is explosive in their own right.
It's a very dangerous thing to do as a goalkeeper, to come out so far as Weigler did. We see that with Rechsteiner on the men's team, but in this case, there was no opportunity for SUNY Poly to get anything going.
Both Rechsteiner and Weigler, trained by Matt Goodman, goalkeeper coach for both these Husson Eagles soccer teams. That's one of those plays that if Weigler doesn't come out on that, Nolt could have potentially gone back and gone there first. I think it looked like she had the angle on it, but would have been forced to just kick that out wide. And also, if Nolt were to make a mistake out there, then all of a sudden you have a 1v1 with the goalkeeper. It's never a good situation. Nolt fakes out the offensive player out there. Sends this one back to Weigler. This one out to Nolt, finding Harrington. Harrington joined the Eagles last season about midway through. Played in this same outside back position both the last year and a half. Donahue sent a ball up towards Aviola. Aviola with the speed out there on the wing will get there first. Tries to cut it back inside. Good job by the defender. Just poke something. That one just wide of the goalpost. That was a good comeback play out there. I believe that was right on defense for this Wildcats team. Could have been Bush as well. It looks like it was Bush. Managed to just kind of get a toe on it and poke it away, not allow Aviola to really get a clean chance in on goal. Slow her down a little bit, let the rest of the defense catch up to the play.
As we've seen so many times throughout the year, Aviola has been a very dangerous player for this Eagles team. And it was a great defensive stand there by Bush to just bump her off the ball a little bit so she gets a little disrupted with the shot.
And that's good defense. Usually kind of get told if you get beat out there, try to get at least something on. Nolt's going to put something on goal just over the top of the crossbar, though. But if you can at least just get a piece of the player, a piece of the ball out there, slow them down just enough, it allows just a lot of players, you would rather get that than just give up on the play altogether. Usually can get a player a little bit off guard. They have to take 1 or 2 extra touches to get it back to the foot they want it on. Set themselves back up out there. This one sent to Messer in the middle. Pass to Aviola. Aviola looking to get space, will take a shot low, and that one will be just out wide into a puddle out there.
Again, another instance with the Wildcats defenders. They're getting in the face of Aviola, so she's not getting a clean look at the goal. And that time, she just put it a little wide to our near side here.
And this one's going to be sent low into the middle. Back to the defense up top towards the offense now, taken away by Martel. Martel out wide to Higgins, will take a touch just a little too far. That will be out for a poly throw-in right around midfield. And this one's going to be taken in quickly. Higgins heads this one away. Martel back to Nolt. Nolt trying to find St. Louis, I think, up top. And the Eagles defense managing to take that one right back. Messer making some cuts in the midfield there. And we touched on it. She wasn't celebrated during the senior awards. Got celebrated last year. Came back for another season with the Eagles. A lot of players got kind of an extra year of eligibility. Wouldn't be surprised. I believe Lambert at least has 1 more year of eligibility if she chooses as well. A lot of players during that COVID season technically on the roster, but given 1 more year. This one finding Nolt in the middle, finds Messer now.
This is a very dangerous opportunity here for the Eagles.
And it will be Messer taking this one just outside the 18. Would be surprised if she gets given the green light to try to take something for here. The one I would watch out for, Aviola. No one on her out on that back post. Not the player you want to leave unmarked out there. And she's going to take this shot low, saved by the goalkeeper. And another good opportunity there for the Eagles. Bowers is going to kick this one up the field. Messer gets there first, heads it back towards her defense, though. And chance here for Polly, but Donahue stepping to that one. Messer getting in there, though. Good touch outside to Harrington. Harrington, space in front of her, tries to go up the line to St. Louis. Gets it taken away by SUNY Poly, though. That will be a throw-in, though, for the Eagles. St. Louis takes it quickly to Messer. Tries to get around one player. Harrington going all the way out wide to Higgins. And Higgins using that outlet of the goalkeeper.
We're starting to see this Eagles team start to turn it on again, like they did about 10 minutes into the first half. Coming out a little slow, but now they're getting a very good amount of chances between Aviola and Messer and the other players on this attacking group.
Good cut back there from St. Louis. Ball in. Aviola puts one off the post, as that was a chance for the Eagles. Avoided, though, by the Wildcats. Back to Messer. Messer's going to put a shot on just wide of the post, though. As they're saying that one ticked off of a defender. It looks like it did. That will be out for an Eagles corner kick.
Let's see if Martel here can put one into the box, maybe find the head of Kendra Donahue, being one of the taller players on the field right now.
This one sent in near post here. Bowers gets there first, punches it away. This one all the way back to Martel, though. We'll get a second chance at it. Sends a second ball in, finding St. Louis. Can't manage to get that one cleanly on the touch. Nault back to Aviola. Aviola in the box will take a shot off of a defender. This one's still alive and cleared out wide by the Wildcats. And danger averted again by them. But another throw-in coming up for the Eagles. Higgins on that side has the throw-in prowess. Can get this one pretty far up the field. Over the top to Messer here. Messer out to Martel. Martel sends a ball back in. This one bouncing around and sent up top. Nault with it now. And taken away by the Poly defense as Nault tried to thread something in through. Donahue ball up into the box here. This one bouncing around as St. Louis tries to get around the defender on that one, and it's going to be cleared out wide for a Husson throw-in.
The amount of pressure we're seeing here in this offensive zone has been very good to see for the Eagles, trying to put another goal up, trying to add a little more insurance to their 3-0 lead.
And that one will be out for a goal kick. Good job from Fisher out there on the defense. Going to shield St. Louis away from the ball. This one up top lands just in between midfield and the 18. Donahue with it out wide, trying to find Shea. Shea sends a ball in towards Messer, but scooped up by Bowers out there. And Bowers is going to send this one up towards Laura Martel now. This one up the line. Donahue's not going to be able to get there first, so this one's going to be a chance for the Wildcats. Higgins gets there, tries to close it down. Nault stepping to that one, clear out wide. Wildcats still a chance here offensively, though. But Cameron coming in and taking that one away. Ball from Messer over the top towards Aviola. Aviola gets in front of it, will take a shot high. That one's going to be over the top of the crossbar.
There we see again that presence from the defender, knocking Aviola off her game a little bit, and she just put that one a little too high.
Can be so big defensively if you can at least just get in that player's kind of shooting space, not allow them to take it entirely cleanly. I think that's one from that angle. It's a difficult shot, but still Aviola, that's a clean shooting stance. Would be a easy bet, I think, to say that she could put something at least on goal. This one out to Messer. Messer's going to find Harrington out on the wing. Harrington cuts back in. He finds Aviola. Aviola's going to cut this one back and put it towards the bottom corner, but saved by Bowers. And this is going to be goal kick coming up, or a punt that is. Higgins with it, sends it back to the defense. And Shea's going to step to this one, trying to take it away.
It's good pressure there from Shea, keeping the defender's back turned.
And this one sent out wide. Will be a Pauly throw-in. And this one into the midfield. Good step there from St. Louis, coming back from the offensive position. That one too wide for Harrington, though. Going to be a throw-in, finding a Nault. And another throw-in coming up here for SUNY Pauly. This one sent in, will find its way to St. Louis eventually, cuts it back. He tries to find Aviola, too far for her. Shea gets a toe on it, though. St. Louis now with some room in front of her. Cuts it back. He's going to find Messer in the midfield. Messer at the top of the 18 now takes a shot low. That one's saved by Bowers, and it will be still alive for the Eagles. And it will be a multitude of subs coming in for the Eagles. It will be Speed, Arrest, and I believe Schilter coming in for the Eagles. So Schilter's start yesterday on defense looked strong out there for them. She'll take Donahue out, as well as Aviola and Martell coming out. Arrest will take the corner kick short. This one sent back in. Back post now. Speed is going to get on the end of it. That was a good ball in towards that back post. Finding Cameron now. He gives it over to Higgins. Higgins shot on. Saved by Bowers, though.
Another good opportunity for the Eagles on another corner kick. They've done pretty well so far getting the corner kicks. They just haven't found a way to get the dice rolling, except for the Sophia Mullins goal in the first half that took a weird bounce and went in the back of the net.
And this one finding Harrington now. Messer with it is going to pass this all the way back to Schilter. Eagles ran a little bit of a different formation yesterday, more of a three-back line. Press those wingers up a little bit more. Harrington with it now. She tries to find Shea out there. Harrington back in towards the box. Speed gets a toe on it, but this one bounced straight through the goalkeeper. And Speed scored a couple goals in that Linden game a few weeks ago. Freshman out there for the Eagles. The rest will step to that one off the goal kick, win it cleanly. This one out wide to Speed now. This one's going to be out for a throw-in. It'll be Ella Hosford coming in for Messer out there. As looks like the only starter from that first half being Shea and Nault out there, as well as Weigler back in the goalkeeping end. Looks like it's going to be a corner kick coming up for the Eagles. as they're going to file in towards that back post here. We'll see what the Eagles can try to get going on this one. And this one sent in towards the near post, but 2 inside on that one, and that'll be a goal kick coming up. And this will be a goal kick coming up here for this SUNY Poly team. It's going to be bounced around into the middle here. St. Louis trying to get there. Going to lay a shoulder into a player, get called for the foul on that one. It will be a Wildcats free kick coming up here in front of their own 18. And this one taken into the midfield off of a couple players' backs on that one. Trying to get past Harrington. But shut down by the Eagles defense. That was Donnelly trying to get through. She'll foul a player out there, though. This one finding Harrington out on the wing. She's going to try to take her space. Tries to find St. Louis just past the defender, but cleared out wide.
Substitution entering the game for the Eagles. Number 2, Mackenzie Lambert.
It'll be Lambert replacing Shea out there. Looks like Lambert might be playing some offense out there on senior day for the Eagles.
Yeah, we normally see her on the back line, but on senior day, you may see the coaches start to give the seniors a little opportunity to try and put a goal in one of their final games in a regular season in a Husson uniform.
Yeah, Russell finding the back of the net for the Eagles earlier in this one. And another one, though, for the Eagles. Lambert, a fast player out there, very athletic. One of those players who can kind of play all over the field. She gets on the end of it, tries to take a shot, but this one will be out wide for a goal kick. And there goes Kaylee Nault, as that will be Madison Higgins coming in, or Griffin that is, as she'll replace Nault out there. I'll probably end Nault's day. As the Eagles seem to have been getting a little bit more comfortable with some of these younger players out there. Not that he's a younger player, but also some of the bench players. I think earlier in the season we'd see this kind of formation out there with only about 5 minutes left on the clock. Now Coach Mullins a little bit more comfortable with the 3-goal lead. Bring him in with about 25 minutes on that clock.
And as you go through the season and you start to play more of your younger players, you're starting to see what the future has in store for this team. And being comfortable with your younger players, it gives the coaching staff a good opportunity to mix and match lineups because they know they're comfortable with everybody they have out on the field.
And Higgins, big throw up the sideline to Lambert. No offsides on throw-ins. She gets a ball in towards St. Louis. This one bounces over her head, though. That one went off of a defender. She's going to send a ball back out to Harrington. Harrington back post. Trying to find speed out there, but a little too strong on that one. This will be a throw-in coming up. And this one's going to be won by the Eagles. Finding Lambert now. She sends it back to Arrest. Arrest is going to lose that one in the midfield. Taken away by Pauly here. They're going to try to send something up towards the defense. Looks like Weigler's going to come way out and just clear this one up towards the middle. Good ball in towards Harrington, though. And this one is going to be out for a free kick.
A little too quick on the set piece there. Ball was still rolling a little bit.
The referees usually want to make sure they let that one just stop out there. A lot of players just kind of throw it down, kick it, trying to get something going quickly. Hosford ball in towards Lambert now. This one out to St. Louis. She's going to take a shot on goal. Saved by the goalkeeper.
The Eagles haven't really challenged Bowers here in the second half. A lot of the shots they've taken have been right at her. We would like to see them try and challenge her a little more, see if they can get another goal up on the board.
And this one taken away. He's going to go up the line towards Griffin. He's going to slow this one down and get there first, finding Cameron in the middle. Cameron's going to go all the way out wide to St. Louis. And just take the time to collect that one. Good turn, cuts this one back up, trying to find Harrington out there. This one finding Hosford with it. Could have been a handball call, looked like on that one, but it's going to find its way right back to Hosford. Tries to poke something to St. Louis. Going to find Harrington now. St. Louis sends something back towards Griffin. Eventually going to make its way to Higgins. And Higgins finds speed out on the wing. This one sent to no one for the Eagles, but it'll be out for a throw-in still. There'll be a couple substitutions coming in. Alexi Morse, who we haven't. It looks like it'll be an Eagles throw-in, so no substitutions on that one. Referee signaled for it, and it called it back. This one, all in Shipley with it at her feet up on the offensive side. This one's going to go off of Schilter, though. It'll be out for a corner kick, it looks. And there go those substitutions.
Number 7, Kaylee Wright, and number 11, Lexi Morse.
It'll be Kaylee Wright and Alexi Morse coming on, as well as Lindsey Russell replacing Allie Cameron out there. I think that's a substitution you don't see unless it's senior day. But you Russell and Lambert will be taking over kind of offensively out there for the Eagles. Given the green light to pretty much take any shot they have.
Trying to get the seniors in a couple more times here before the end of the season. Only having one more home game left after this, being the 18th against UMaine Presque Isle. And as you said, it's not usually a substitution you'll see, but senior day, there's different rules for senior day.
And senior day being done on this Sunday. Both the men's and the women's teams have a couple more home games left. Both of those being in the weekday. St. Louis with it now. She's going to try to find speed out on the wing. I think weekday they didn't want to have parents being forced to kind of choose between work and then coming to the senior day celebrations. And this one sent in, speed getting on the end of it. Still trying to keep it alive. And Lambert comes in. She's going to have a foul on that one. I think there's that defensive, not really used to kind of coming. I think the offensive players often have to kind of get past a defender to get the ball, whereas defensive players are usually playing with them looking on towards it and having the player come to them. And on that one, Lambert a little bit too shovey on it.
As we've seen throughout the season, we usually see Lambert get the ball on the wing and play it back in. She's not usually the one getting the ball after it's played to her.
And this one can be sent into the middle here. And this one's going to be all the way down the line. Harrington's just going to poke this one out for a Husson throw-in. Looks like Shea's going to replace St. Louis out there. Shea's going to go up on the offensive end.
Looks like Lambert is moving back to her normal position per se here on the wing back position.
This one sent into the middle. Speed trying to get there first. This one's going to be out for a poly throw-in. As the Eagles take this one.
Another big throw up there to Shea on the wing.
Yeah, Higgins has kind of made a name for herself a little bit. Has the arm power to get that one all the way up the field. A lot of its technique. This one is going to be out for a goal kick. And this one sent up the line. And Higgins, another big one up towards Shea. Shea tries to poke this one in towards Russell. Right now the Eagles have that trio up top of all senior, the three who got recognized today. Higgins, another ball up top towards Shea, and this one's going to be out for a poly throw. Right now, both these teams just kind of trading throw-ins out there. And Speed trying to find Russell out there. This one squeaks all the way through. Lambert, the defender, getting there. It's going to try to poke this one away. And sent up top. Arrest getting there first. Rest out wide to Lambert. Lambert trying to send one into Russell. This one finding Russell now. Russell back to Hosford. Hosford cuts it back. Little passing right now from the Eagles. No one wants to take a shot, and that one taken by Russell, but out for a Husson corner kick.
We've seen throughout the game when the Eagles get a scoring opportunity, we've seen the back line of defenders kind of shadowing the shooter, mirroring their every move, so they're not getting a good view at the goal on their shots.
And Arrest will take this one from the far corner. Header ball in here, right into the middle. Shea gets a head on it. Eagles calling for the handball. It looks like actually Pauly called for the handball. I think they're going to get it. That one, Shea gets a head on it. Just wide of the post. There'll be a goal kick coming up here. Arrest tries to tap this one over to Russell. Out to Lambert. Lambert finds Shea. Shea into Speed. Good little touch out there by Higgins on that one, but taken away. And Arrest finds Hosford. Hosford to Shea. Shea trying to find Russell, but nothing there for the Eagles. And this one taken all the way up the line by Shipley. A shot here. Weigler just gets a hand on it. Great save there from her. As they're not forced to make a whole lot of saves in this one, but coming up big when the Eagles needed her to.
That was a beautiful save, going to her right, getting her hand on the ball, just deflecting it out past the goalpost. We saw her working on that in warm-ups today, and it transitioned into the game, and it was an amazing save that she had.
And this one will be a corner kick here for SUNY Poly, looking to try to get one on the board. This one sent in up towards the top of the 18. It's going to bounce its way through. Shipley had a chance to take a shot on that one, but poked away by the Eagles defense. Shea's going to get there. It's knocked down on that one. No foul call. They'll be out for a Husson throw-in.
We've only seen one real true opportunity for the duo of Shipley and Donnelly today. The Eagles' defensive line has been very good in containing them.
And yeah, coming into this one, we talked about being kind of the offensive duo out there. This one up top, Shipley leading the team in goals. Donnelly getting that hat trick yesterday versus Presque Isle. one a punt short. Lambert's going to get there first. Takes too strong of a touch, though, but taken away by Harrington. And this one out towards the wing. And Isom will replace Higgins out there.
Substitution entering the game for the Eagles, number 15, Taylor Isom.
Who you got, KK? Thank you.
And Harrington's going to take this one in towards Shea. This one out wide now. And Daggett will replace Speed out there.
During the game, number 18, KK Daggett.
And it'll be Carolyn Roser coming in for the Wildcats as well. One's going to find its way to Shea. Shea trying to find Daggett here. This one off the defender. This one, better punt there on that one up towards the midfield. This one flicked on. Weigler's going to scoop this one up with plenty of time. Offense was trying to pressure that one a little bit. Harrington back to Schilter here. Schilter's going to go all the way across to Griffin. Griffin finding Hosford. 10 minutes now left in this one on the clock. As this one will find Haley out there. That's going to be I believe a throw-in coming up for Pauly. And Haley gets this one poked away up top. Looks like Weigler. This one's going to get all the way back to her. She can scoop this one up and choose what to do with it out there. Lambert wide open out here on this near sideline. And Weigler trying to get something over towards her. Russell will poke it on. Good job by her to get something towards Lambert. And this one to Russell in the midfield. She finds Lambert again. Lambert a ball towards Daggett on the far post.
Again, the right idea. Just got under the foot of Daggett.
And it will be Reed replacing Harrington on this near side.
And then for SUNY Poly, number 12, Caitlin Ammersinger.
And this one sent out towards goal kick off of Isom, and it'll be out for a Pauly throw-in. And that's going to be a foul going against Haley on that one. So this will be a throw-in or a free kick here right in front of the line. And this one sent in up top towards the line. Griffin on the end of it. She's going to cut this one back inside. Isom sends this to Haley. And this one won by the offense. As this one squeaking its way all the way through. Shot here low, just wide of the post, though. No offsides flag up on that one. Looks like the Eagles defense allowed, I believe that was Kate Donnelly to get in behind them.
And number 20, Katie Benson.
And Finn as well as Benson will go back out there. Replace Hosford and Haley. Benson will take over at this outside back position. Reed shifting into the defensive midfield.
We'll see with Finn coming into the game, seeing if she can use her speed to try and get a little offensive production going.
Benson from the defensive end gets this one over to Lambert now, finding Finn, back to Lambert. Lambert finds Shea onside still, off the post and off out wide. That one looked like it could have been called offside. I think a couple defenders were looking for it. Some good passing there for the Eagles.
That's the second time this half that we've seen a scoring opportunity end off the post. We saw Aviola do it earlier in this half. Now we see Shea do it here. Trying to go short side and just not going short enough.
Looked like Donnelly got the wind knocked out of her a little bit on that tackle from Finn out there. This one finding Daggett out there. Daggett trying to go around the outside, goes through some defenders, gets it taken away eventually. And this one sent up top. And I think part of that too is right now the Eagles trying to get the seniors some goals on the board. Both Shea and Lambert, usually more of a defensive. Shea kind of a central midfielder, has some goals in her career. Lambert though, someone doesn't usually get up the field offensively a whole lot.
We've seen a lot of good passes into Lambert and Shea throughout this half, giving them good scoring opportunities. You just haven't found the back of the net yet.
This one finding Russell out there. Goes to Shea. Gets it taken away though. Good read from the defense on that one. Right back, Lambert taking this one. This one finding Finn. Finn looking upfield. Going to get past a defender out there. She'll find Russell. The Eagles offense definitely doing their job trying to get the ball to those couple seniors. I've seen a couple plays now. They had the chance to try to take something in on net themselves. And Shipley now, chance to get past the defense. And good job there from Isom just to get in front of her and not allow a clean shot on that one. Something we've been seeing this Poly team doing on the flip end a lot.
As we mentioned with the Eagles, with Aviola being a very dangerous player, Shipley is also a very dangerous player for the Wildcats. And that time she got a good opportunity, and Isom just did a great job of disrupting her shot, and no dice.
This one, a pass out wide, trying to find Finn out there. Bowers is going to scoop that one up, though. And Lambert sends this one in towards Shea. Russell with it now. And Schilter with it. Gets it taken away in the midfield. This one, a ball in over the top. Benson trying to get there first. Shields it to Weigler. Weigler's just going to clear this one out wide. Still alive, though. Benson gets there, though. Finds Lambert. Good outlet pass on that one. Lambert making a little move here. Trying to go up the field offensively now. She slows it down. Cuts it back. Trying to find Finn out there. Didn't look like she had anyone to pass to.
We're starting to see the Wildcats lose their simple mechanics in the game after having a long trip up to Presque Isle and a long trip down to here over 2 days. It hasn't been, they're starting to get a little sloppy with their technique.
I think also it's a team that doesn't have a whole lot of substitutions out there, playing back-to-back days, especially with a lot of travel like you mentioned. It can be difficult just trying to keep the fatigue levels. Usually you kind of have a day of rest, kind of get beat up on Saturday, and don't have to play again till Wednesday, take a day off, rest up. But in a situation like this, You got beat up yesterday. You're going to have to come right back out and play in this one as well. This one up the line now. And this is going to be out for, it looks like to be a goal kick. Under 2 minutes now on the clock. The Eagles very much in the driver's seat in this one. Definitely allowed a few more opportunities after Nault and Donahue came out, but still looked very sound defensively. Managed to recover from any mistakes they made out there. Benson taking it up through the middle now. She finds Russell. Good outlet pass to Finn here. Finn has Lambert on her left side. Finds her. This is where we usually see Lambert out on the field. He's going to cut this one back inside, looking to get a ball in towards Shea. Shea puts a shot on and saved by the goalkeeper. Almost another senior opportunity on that one. There'll be 1 minute left on the clock. Or the Eagles' last chance there. Potentially, but now a throw-in coming up. Lambert chance here on this one. One taken back to Benson. Eagles maybe trying to get one more on the board here. Find one of Russell, Shea, or Lambert out there. Benson cuts this back to Schilter. Under 30 seconds now. This one out wide to Lambert. Lambert trying to make her way past the defender. Gets it taken away, though. That's going to be going out.
10, 9, 8, 7.
This one sent over to Finn. Finn's going to take a shot low and saved by Bowers.
0.
And that will end the full game here. The Eagles coming away with a 3-0 victory in this one. Will remain undefeated in conference play. For the SUNY Poly team, they will drop to 3-2 in conference play on the season. Next time the Eagles might potentially see them would be in the conference championships. I think for SUNY Poly, they're going to have to make their way past the reigning champions in SUNY Delhi over in the West. The Eagles looking to back up another NAC East championship run here. Still undefeated. They will be playing their next matchup at Maine Farmington on Wednesday, October 11th. They'll be back here versus Umpy in a couple weeks in October 18th. For the SUNY Poly team, they will be traveling to Vermont State Castleton, and their travels are not quite over. Long couple weeks on the road for them. And they will then be back home versus SUNY Cobleskill. We'll be back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network for the men's senior day celebrations and the men's game versus SUNY Poly team. That is a dangerous competitor out there. Jacob, any final thoughts in this one?
I think for this Eagles team, you're going to get a couple playoff atmosphere games on the road, their next few games with Farmington and Keene State and Thomas College to finish the year. We'll see if they can take their undefeated road record on the road again and play some good soccer.
Thank you for joining us. Go enjoy some NFL football on this fall Sunday afternoon. Have a good rest of your afternoons. I've been Avery Henningsen alongside Jacob Willett.